Hey everyone, it's Julian from BD Cosmos, back for a new week of new releases at the store, and I have a microphone. This is actually the microphone that we use on, they use on the Wednesday videos in French. So I was like, why don't I use them? And so Mark is wired up, I'm wired up. We should be very, very clear as we keep remembering to use the microphone. And obviously, if it frickin' worked, because we're doing this one take as always. New releases includes actually kind of a lot of books. Absolute Flash, the newest Absolute title hits our shelves. And we have Ultimate? Yeah, damn, 2 Ultimate titles and an Aragon Universe book. It's a big loaded week, but it's not as loaded as the graphic novels because we have 4 different omnibus that released today, and one of them were sold out of, Scalped. It was actually oversold, too many damages. But yeah, there's so many books, and let's go right at now. X titles, we have Magic, number 3. So this is, again, J. Scott Campbell does the first 5 issues. It is the Good versus Evil cover. It's very nice, very cute. And then we have the Deadpool Wolverine ongoing. We've got a couple of copies here. Psylocke ongoing. We had to go back and do so many back issues. We've been reordering Psylocke nonstop. It's actually been doing super well, and I think it's our best-selling Alyssa Wong title in a very long time. Miles Morales, the final issue of the Pools of Blood issue, part 4, so the final tie-in of the series. One World Under Doom, finally issue 2. A lot less copies of issue 2 than number 1, but issue 1 has been selling steadily. I did not order too many second prints in the end. So whenever that sells out, it sells through. So we'd have the main cover, and this very sweet covers are available here for issue 2. I think we sold the 125 or not. No, Opina cover, Jerome Opina. It's the last copy left. And then Eddie Brock Carnage, issue 2 from Charles Soule. Avengers 24, big issue 25 coming out next month. Ultimate X-Men. This 13 issue was very much hyped from Marvel. They were using it as the back cover, like the commercial back cover for a lot of issues a couple of weeks ago. So issue 13 is finally available with the foil 1 year in variant. It also was quite popular. And then what is this cover here? I guess is the 125. Ivan Coelho 125. Second Ultimate title, as we mentioned, was Ultimate Black Panther number 14. The war continues here. And then this cover, this is the Rod Reis cover. They swapped the covers. This is the cover for number 16. We found it yesterday instead of number 14. So in system, I swapped them. So yeah, everywhere else should be still solicited the cover of 16 for this cover, but this is what it was printed instead. So you can go ahead, and if you want to pre-order this cover, it's now swapped in the system for people to pre-order them. And then I guess this is the 125 again, Mark Bagley cover here. So I'm going to be cutting down on Ultimate Black Panther. As I was mentioning, pre-orders does well. At release, it doesn't do so much. So we'll be cutting down on Ultimate Black Panther. Whereas the rest of them, all the other titles, we usually sell out over time. But Ultimate Black Panther is actually one of the more interesting ones and doesn't do as well. You're Flying in the with Spider-Man second printing number 1. I didn't do second printing of number 2 or number 3, just number 2 because I had enough copies in stock, and I think they ended up canceling number 2, but not number 1. Fantastic Four number 3, we only have foil copies left. We are currently oversold on the main covers, but more are coming in. New from DC and IDW, Sonic the Hedgehog X DC Universe. This is it's a mini-series of 5 books, if I'm not mistaken. 1 of 5, and so we bought in a bunch of copies because all our Sonic the Hedgehog people didn't pre-order this, and I don't want to force it on them. It's not something that I know that like our My Little Pony people, or just switch me to every new miniseries, versus Sonic people, they just take the Sonic the Hedgehogs ongoing and that's it. Sure, they'll take the annual because it's the annual, or something tie-in, or like a one-shot, a seasonal one-shot, but a DC Sonic the Hedgehog, I don't know, but we have lots of copies here available. Zatanna, this is the Zatanna miniseries. This is the David Nakayama foil cover. They added the Nakayama full cover at FOC because the regular one was also available. Detective Comics 1095. That is a lot of copies of 1095 left. We were sold out of other variant covers. I remember who did them, but we have lots of 1095 mains.
I think it's Frank Wiley.
Maybe. No, Mikijin.
No, the other one.
Oh, Frank Kiley. Okay. And then World's Finest. Someone, again, ordered the 125, so we have a lot of copies left. Oh, yeah. The Guy Fieri cover. Guy Fieri cover, I was like, I don't know if this will do as well as this William Shatner cover. Probably not. But Guy Fieri cover, sure, why the hell not? And then Maine, and then the variant from Panosian. Absolute Batman. The very few copies I have left of Absolute Batman number 6. It is the first appearance of Absolute Joker. So is it a first appearance or is it a cameo?
The first appearance was number 1.
In number 1.
At the end, he boards a plane.
Ah.
But this is the first one in costume.
In costume. All right. So I underordered it because usually we have like about 20 copies left at release. I'm down to 3. And they're still cover price. I've ordered more. I don't know if it'll get fulfilled. But obviously, number 6 is going to go to second print and third print. So don't really have to worry about it. Every other issue has gone to, again, to a new printing. It's FOC at the end of the month on the 31st. So if you're missing more copies of Absolute Batman, don't worry about it. It's coming back into stock. So just number 6, I assume they're going to announce second printing probably this weekend.
It'll probably be the Joker on the cover.
Yeah, I would assume so. It'll be very cool. They'll probably do multiple covers. Absolute Flash, the new. Is it Barry Allen or is it Wally West? I'm told it's Wally West. Yeah, but is Barry Allen still in the book? I don't know. Nick Robles is doing the interiors of this series, and it's written by Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire is taking over one extra series at DC. So he's doing JSA, and he's doing this now. And so as we usually do, the local covers, these never last more than a few days after release. The Nick Robles foil version. And then, okay, we've got the 150 variant, and then this is what, Clayton Crane, and then Jeff Lemire. Don't pass up this issue. My life depends on it. I don't think so, Jeff Lemire. You make good money. But yeah, all these different covers are available for Absolute Flash. Bug Wars. We've got the 2 covers in number 2. This also did super well from Jason Aaron. It sold much better after release. I don't know if I have still copies of number 1 left, but I know it went to second printing. So number 2, 2 covers. G.I. Joe. Number 5, we've got lots of copies as we usually do. So, and these have steadily been doing better for us. I kind of expected it for G.I. Joe, just like Transformers, to pick up later on. So G.I. Joe now back issues are selling better. So main cover, David Finch cover. I don't know who's doing this cover. This is a really cool cover. Suk, I forget his name or her name. Anyways, the 110 connecting covers is the final connecting cover of the 110s of the first arc. Or is it the second arc? Who does this? Kirsch. So Nevi Akiyama was doing the first arc of 4 issues. I guess he's done. The 125 is always done by, I keep forgetting, Moore. And then the 150 cover. 150, please take it away from me. From Sue, I'm asking $22.99 for a 150 cover.
It's the Jeep.
It's the Jeep. These never sell. It's really cool, but no one cares. Well, anyways, our customers don't care. Saga 72. Holy shit, Saga is about 2.5 months late. It is the final issue of this story arc. So Saga 72, and now the trade is finally releasing for season 12. I don't know why I have an extra Walking Dead. I think someone removed it into their account, and now I have an extra Walking Dead now. All right. Batman 613 of the facsimiles, the reprints of the Hush Saga 1, main and foil. The Final Crisis issue, right? It's Final Crisis 12. Yeah, 12 of 12. Boom, boom. Finally back from the dead, Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor, number 2. Only 2 years late, but like I mentioned, like even Brian Hitch mentions with Mark Waid. Mark Waid hadn't even finished the texts on 2 and 3 when DC announced the first issue. And so when he announced issue 2, it was like he hadn't even drawn issue 2 when he announced issue 2. So they canceled it, resolicited like a year later. And yeah, so issue 2, we only have the Chris Samnee cover left. I think we had an extra main, but that was damaged in the end. So Chris Samnee variant cover, that's the only thing left. We still have like 1 copy of first printing of number 1. They did do a second printing because it was so late. But yeah. Last Days of Lex Luthor, the last works of Brian Hitch and Mark Waid together at DC. So Brian Hitch is now doing Ghost Machine full time. Who knows how long that'll last? But yeah, it's the last thing he's doing at DC. Dark Knights of Steel All Winter. So this miniseries from Jay Kristoff and executive produced by Tom Taylor. So this is the
Hardcover.
Yes, but I meant the Northerners war in the Dark Knights of Steel universe. Tom Taylor just re-signed a new exclusivity contract with DC. Dark Knights of Steel Volume 2 is coming soon. DC's finest team-ups, Chase of the Two Ends. Dark Knights Metal Compendium, the whole compendium of Dark Knights Metal. Obviously, it has less material than the Omnibus, but it's still, what, it's $78, $79 for like a lot of the key stuff of Dark Knights Metal. This, I am fairly certain, got canceled and then resolicited just down the road. Batman Catwoman softcover trade. I think a lot of people that we ended up canceling, we upgraded them to the hardcover because that was still in print. And now these softcover editions finally available. Of the Ultimate lines, the reprints finally. So the Ultimate Spider-Man Original Saga. So this was the Ultimate Collection Volume 1. It's the first 13 issues. It's super thin. 13 issues only for an extravagant amount of $50 Canadian. 13 issues. It is really thin for an epic collection. Then we have Ultimate Spider-Man from Jonathan Hickman, Marco Checchetto, Volume 2, the paper. If you've read the single issues, you know why it's called the paper. Phoenix, the only survivor of the first launch of From the Ashes miniseries. So not miniseries, but ongoings. The only one that's continuing is Phoenix. Stephanie Hans is doing her terrific work on Jean Grey's. It's one of their best sellers, so they're very happy. So Alberta Resonance, first volume is available now. Okay, guys, Omnibus City. Fatal Attraction, main cover, Greg Capullo. Jeff Larkin?
Bob Larkin.
Bob Larkin. And so I'm fairly sure the website says 0 of this in stock, and I have a few copies of this left, obviously. We ordered, I think, a total like 40 copies or 50 copies of just this omnibus in total. And yeah, I don't know if it's out of print. I haven't checked, but they're available now. I'm going to double check this one to see if I just mistaken inventory. And then Ultimate Fantastic Four. I'm out of the main covers, but I have some DMJ Lee covers left. Web of Spider-Man Omnibus. We have the most demanded omnibus. I think just this cover is 35 copies we brought in. So just this cover, and I have a few left.
There's 4 left.
And again, I'm not sure if it's sold out at Penguin Random House, but it's obviously the most pre-ordered copy. And this one, I'm also not sure if I have actually never copy left. It's the other DM, but I have to double check maybe if I screwed up inventory. There are so many invoices for Omnibus this week, and it's our massive amount of books. So I'm honestly not sure if inventory is correct, but I'm going to double check later today. I don't know why the Benicio Nobody Sees trade is... Well, I mean, I had to restock it, so that's here. The most important manga of the year, by bar none, Berserk 42. So why is it most important? The original creator is dead. This is all the material because his best friend knows the entire story, so he's been telling the team how the story continues. So Volume 42 is the first continuation since the original creator's death. I forget who his name was. Original story, Kentaro Miura. And then the Studio Gaga is the one who's continuing the stories. So supervision by Kujimori. So Kujimori is his best friend who knows the entire story because they were working together on the story not as a partnership, but it's just like helping his friend creating this book. So Berserk 42 is the very first manga of the continuing the stories. So as more of these release, we'll have obviously more deluxe editions, which have been doing phenomenal for the store. So the very first new manga of Berserk. This is the restock. Someone asked me to read back The Empire Volume 1. Hyperspace Stories. This came out 2 weeks ago, but I finally got in late last week, so it wasn't in the video. So Hyperspace Story, Qui-Gon Jinn. Lilo, just Stitch, manga size from Tokyo Pop. So this is also, Dynamite also has Stitch books, but this is the first manga from Tokyo Pop. More manga. Yep. The Inconvenient Life and Arousing Priestess. Just a quick little manga. I found the more romance books that seem interesting. I ordered number 1. And then we've got more My Little Pony Classics Reimagined, The Odyssey, also available.
Right in time for Christopher Nolan's movie.
Of My Little Pony?
No, The Odyssey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, so it's a massive week, and mostly, like, the vast majority of invoices on the graphic novels. We're so much shipping right now, and then next week there's even more omnibus obviously coming in, but this week in particular, This book is a month late. This book is a month and a half late, and this book is a week late. I think either a week late or on time. So it just so much arriving all at the same time. Like I mentioned, Scalped is also available this week. It's available on back order, and it is releasing this week. But yeah, we were missing one copy for Damage. That's it. So yeah, as always, roll back. Everyone who came to the sale this weekend, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. I'm always happy to see a lot of the returning faces of people coming to the sale. And for people, our friends who are out east or out west who purchased on the website during the sale on comic books, thank you so much. We really appreciate the business. I want to thank all the staff. You guys worked so hard to prepare for the sale, and we're working at the sale. So we had the Saturday team and the Sunday team. Thank you so much for everyone who worked. I was at the cash on Saturday from 11 a.m. to basically 7 o'clock nonstop. I sat down like twice during that time, and I think I had food. I think.
Yeah, you ate half your thing.
There we go. So it was just a nonstop day. So thank you everyone who worked today and everyone who came to see us during the day. And as I mentioned, every sale, our next sale is going to be in July, competing with Comic-Con. Usually we compete with Comic-Cons either the same weekend, so it's usually the weekend before construction holiday. Yeah. So, rolling back for this week, if there's a book that you're interested in and you have a subscription account with BD Cosmos, you can claim down below. We'll add it to your subscription. Feel free to let us know if you want to be subscribed to the series as well, so we can add it for future issues. Otherwise, you can always pick up more books directly from the website at the links above or below for any copies, because literally everything is available on the website, and we're happy to sell it. You can either have it shipped directly or add it to your whole box, which is not a pull box, a whole box, and you can have it one monthly shipment, which we charge you for the shipping once a ton. Questions, comments, feel free to email us at info@bdcosmos or reach out to us on our social media platforms. And we'll be back next week for way more comic books. And yeah, and I've been saying the FOC books, I've been cutting. You're going to see in April a lot less variant covers. Maybe not Absolute Martian Manhunter or Absolute Green Lantern, but a lot more variants are going to be less available. Unless your name is Mark Spears. Like Vampirilla 1. A lot of Mark Spears. Thank you so much. Bye for now.